Paul, the impacts of interest rates. I'm just curious what you're seeing on your end. I know what I see on my end, but how is this? How have the interest rates as of late? Where are they, and how has that affected your clients, the buyers?
Sure, good, great question there. So interest rates, as we all have probably heard, they're starting to go down. I mean, the market obviously
Right.
was, at their high points in 22 and 23, and now into early 24, they started going down. And now the last, 6 to 8 weeks in particular, interest rates have gone down. The job rates report wasn't as good as the government anticipated. The 10-year Treasury bill has been impacted. So today, for example, I mean, FHA, we always look at first. FHA right now, a 30-year fixed with for an average client, it's about 6%. And that's low compared to what it has been last year or so. We were in the sevens, even almost touching 8. So about
Mm.
6% right now for a 30-year fixed FHA, and even a conventional right now, we're probably at about 6.3, 6.4%. So what does that mean? I mean, well, one thing it means is your monthly payment's lower. Of course, that makes sense. But also, I feel when rates go down, people are more inclined maybe to, okay, maybe I'll sell my house now, use that equity, buy a new house because I'm in a low rate. But when rates are lower, it makes the transition easier. It doesn't hurt as much. If you're at a rate of in the threes or low fours right now, it's a little bit easier going into maybe 6% versus 7 to 8%, where it was, say, 8 to 12 months ago. So I do feel like it's helping inventory in the short term. I think especially on the single family homes, I'm seeing more of those out there. Would you agree with that?
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. We've seen an increase of like 75, 80% in inventory here in Rhode Island over the past several months.
Yeah, so that's one of the things with inventory being a little bit higher now. Also, with equity, being at all-time highs, now people are more willing to take that equity, utilize it maybe for a second home, use that money for an investment property, or even just to maybe pay down some debt to get them in a better spot. So the interest rates are impacting everything. I think it's going to open up the floodgates. I think we're seeing the beginning stages right now, but I do anticipate as rates go down further after the election, I have a feeling this coming spring of 2025 will be phenomenal. I think there'll be a lot more people out there selling, buying. I do think it's going to open up the market. But one thing I
Yeah.
will say is when people say to me, hey, Paul, why would I, with hearing rates are going down? Okay, that's great. But why would I buy today versus waiting until they go down even further, let's say after the election, where we're hearing? Well, here's my rationale on that. Okay, let's just say today rates are, we talk about 6%, 6.25%, whatever it may be. Let's just say the house that you're buying, that's throw a number out there. Let's say $500,000 home today at a say 6.25% rate. Okay, well, if I wait and the rates are 6 months and the rates are at 5.75, well, that's better. That payment's less. Yes, in theory it is, but it isn't because when payments are lower, people can afford more. So the house that was 500,000 today at 6.25 might be 540, 550 if rates are 5.5. So my point is, if you buy at today's prices, you can always refinance at today's prices at a lower rate, but you can't refinance the price you paid for the house if they're higher the prices down the road. So I still think you should act on things when the market is good.
You hit the nail on the head, Paul. And that's what I love right there, right? Like that's some great advice because that's something we can control, right? We can't control the market, but we can control when we are buying what our outcome is.